let's add one little refinement to this. And I have to say, this is a little bit more advanced, I would say. And it requires some knowledge about Ayurveda. I'm not going to go into detail about Ayurveda now, but you maybe know, if you know me, that I don't teach yoga without Ayurveda. They are sister sciences. Some of my teachers even say Ayurveda is the umbrella under which yoga falls. If you want to know more about Ayurveda, you can always book a consultation with me. I'm offering those again. And I'm going to teach a yoga and Ayurveda retreat where you learn all about Ayurveda next spring in April in Tuscany. So the refinement that I'd like to offer, if you've already done the first two that we just talked about, is once you know about the gunas, the 10 opposing pairs, so not the mental gunas, Rajas, Sattva, and Tamas, but the qualities, the 10 opposing pairs. I'm not going to go again into detail what they are, but if you know them, if you know what's too high, you can add the opposite to bring balance. Let's give an example, which hopefully everyone will understand, even if you don't know the gunas. So one of the gunas is hot. The opposite would be cold, right? If someone is overheated, this can be inflammation in the body. This can be intense thoughts or ambition, like it can be judgment. It can be over ambition. That's also overheatedness. It can be rashes on the skin or like irritation on the skin. If someone, like a private student maybe, has shared this with me, like, hey, I'm having, these rashes, scratching. I'm having like super intense dreams about fire. Can you do something about that? I would create a sequence, of course, that is cooling and soothing and calming, but I will also adjust my cues. Very simple example. I will say, instead of inhale, nice long deep breath, I will say inhale, take a nice cooling long deep breath. Can you feel the difference? I can feel the difference when someone says take a cooling breath in. I feel the coolness actually. Instead of if someone would say take a warming breath in, I would feel the warmth more. It's very interesting. I think you can feel this. And I would say exhale, take a soothing breath out, because again, I also want to create some soothing or calming breath out. The light changed. This will already add an extra layer of depth to your cues, and it will give your students a deeper experience of all of these qualities that live in their body that they can access just by thinking about it, because they're just hearing it. They're thinking about it and it's going to work. It's the same thing if we do the opposite. Someone maybe shares with me in a private class, they're like, oh my God, my hands and my feet are always cold in fall and winter. What can I do? And even spring. I would add warm, not maybe hot. Yes, I will add some warming practices for sure, which again, we're not going to go into detail now in this workshop. But I will also say, imagine you're moving through warm water. Honestly, when I say that cue, when people are a little cold and I see the rigidity from the cold, when I say imagine you're moving through warm water, I can see a softening. And it can be the same with the breath. Inhale, take a warming breath in. Exhale, let that warmth spread throughout the body, for example. So this sounds very simple, right? But you do need to know about the gunas. Again, reach out to me if you want to go into that. It's a magical thing to know, because it will help you in everything in your life and your teaching. So that would be my third suggestion, to add, once you've got those first two things, effortlessly, you don't want to overwhelm yourself as a teacher, obviously, you want to add little by little. But once you have that, feel if there can be, and in fall, we all need more warmth because the weather is starting to get colder. So if it's starting to get colder, this is something that you can very easily add, unless you have a group of people who all have a lot of inflammation, then maybe add the word cooling. So if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. I'd love to connect. And you can book a mentorship with me if you want to work on your cueing, on your teaching, or again, work on a little bit of Ayurvedic understanding. which is, again, in my experience, very helpful for teaching yoga. And I hope to see you soon. Bye.